Warning, the following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, bastards, bitches, and motherfuckers? Welcome back for another one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles. Fuck yeah. Alright, so I'm going to be talking this time about actually someone who I have discussed many times in the past on this YouTube channel, that being my sister. Here's the thing about my sister, honestly, she's one of those kind of people who, she thinks that she's really fucking smart, but she's actually not as smart as she seems to think she is. And those people tend to kind of annoy me, honestly. Like, see, me, I admit that I'm a fucking retard, but at least I have the fucking decency to admit that. But people who try to cover up the fact that they're fucking dipshits, that irritates me. But anywho, so for the past several years, my sister's been away at college, right? And you all know, you've heard that, conservative talking point that colleges are liberal brainwashing facilities and shit like that, And another one of those crazy right-wing conspiracy theories. Well, turns out it's actually not that much of a conspiracy theory. So I'm going to put some perspective here. So my sister has never really been into politics or never been very political or any shit like that. But sure as shit, she comes home from college, she's spouting off liberal talking points like a crazy fuck. And I'm like, whoa, dude, that's fucking creepy. Like, it's kind of creepy. Like, but I swear to God, it's actually true. Like, what these conservatives have been saying about the college systems all along, that they're liberal brainwashing facilities. Like, my sister, who had, no interest in politics or any shit like that, comes back from college and starts spouting off liberal talking points, and I'm like, the fuck? That's some creepy shit, man. Like, no joke, that is some creepy fucking shit. Like, again, my sister, who's, never been into that kind of shit, just spouting off liberal talking points like a blue-haired feminist. And I'm like, the fuck? Even a lot of her Facebook posts nowadays are all like, oh, female empowerment and blah, blah, blah. Which, I mean, granted, I'm not necessarily against female empowerment or anything, but, it's such a, bastardized thing at this point. It's like, fucking really? It's ridiculous. But it is genuinely kind of creepy in its own way. Like, again, you take someone who's never really been that much into politics, Suddenly she comes back, spouting off liberal talking points, and I'm like, the fuck, dude? That's creepy. Shit's creepy as fuck. Like, most of my teachers have been very, I don't know, if they are liberal, they don't really bring that shit into the classroom. Because I've gone to, a couple different community colleges. Granted, I've failed probably just as many classes as I took in college. Never ended up finishing any of my degrees or any shit like that. I just honestly kind of flunked out of college, I'll be the first one to admit. But in my experience, I never really had any professors that were, straight up liberal. There were a few who you could tell, they were liberal. But they never really brought that shit into the classroom too much. My business teacher, my intro to business teacher, that was the only class I actually got an A in, by the way. You could tell the dude was definitely a liberal. No doubt. You could tell the guy was a liberal. He was also, super into sports and shit. But, he never really made that big of a deal about it or any shit like that. Yeah, he's a liberal, but he's like, yeah, whatever. We're here to learn business. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. And that was the only class I ever got an A in, by the way. The only college class that I ever got an A in was that teacher's intro to business class. It's the only fucking college class that I ever got an A in. There was only one teacher, my sociology teacher, I can think of, that was just, super openly liberal. And I will say this, it was still one of the most fun classes that I've ever taken in my entire life. The dude was fucking hilarious. He literally gave a 30-minute lecture on bullshit. Literally bullshit. Not like literally bullshit, but like, you know, the term bullshit. He literally gave a 30-minute lecture on the term bullshit, and it was the greatest fucking thing ever, just hearing a fucking professor over and over again say the word bullshit in class. I'm like, I am so glad I paid tuition money for this shit. Like, and I'm not actually being sarcastic. It was genuinely a fun class. And I'm pretty sure I actually got a C in that class, too. I didn't do too bad in that one. At least too bad, you know, by my standards, granted. Like, you know, a C for some people is fucking disastrous. You know, they'd cry about getting a C in a class. Me, I fucking break open the champagne if I get a C in a class, you know? For me, I'm like, hell yeah, I got a C. Let's bust out the champagne, bitches. Woo! You know? That's me when I get a C in a class. Let's be honest. But, yeah, no, it's fucking creepy, you know? You take normal people who don't give a fuck about politics. They go off to, like, some fancy university. They come back spouting off liberal talking points like they're fucking AOC. And I'm like, the fuck, dude? That's creepy. It's creepy as fuck. So, yeah, that's just wild shit, man. Wild fucking shit. So let this be a warning to all y'all out there. It happened to my sister. It can happen to you. And it can happen to your kids. Don't let these fucking crazy-ass liberal fucking morons brainwash you. Don't let it happen. Ever. Because you will end up ruining your life. You will end up hating yourself. And you're probably going to end up dyeing your hair blue. And let's be honest, there are very few people who can pull off the blue-haired look. Mostly because most of them are fat, gelatinous blobs of human flesh, which ugh, gross. But anywho, regardless, I think that about does it for this one. So, yeah, all right. Well, I'll see y'all next time and all that good shit. So, stay tuned. I got one more Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battle coming your way. So, again, stay tuned for that shit. And, till then, peace out.